kiss for you.
So today we're going to be talking about the Amazon and Tile situation. I actually just realized it's quite echoey in here now that my roommate left. Anyways, so yeah, we're going to be talking about today for Many Bites episode 2 is the Tile versus Amazon, or Tile versus Apple, partnering with Amazon, sort of whole thing that's going on with, and sort of what that really means for the future of both of these companies and stuff. So as you can hopefully see by the screen, if you didn't know, we're a recently released thing that Apple made. And basically they're similar to Tile, and if you don't know what Tile is, basically you have like a little tracker type of thing that you can like put anywhere. For instance, you can put it in like a bag or strap to like a backpack or something, and then if you lose it, you can go on your phone or whatever through like an app or Find My or something, and you can find it. Now the difference between something like Tile, which is just a typical thing like you can strap it to something, you can find it, and AirTags is, well, three things, mainly one of them being that precise tracking. So if you have your iPhone 11 or 12, it has a U2 or whatever the ultra wideband or UW chip thing is, and that basically allows you to have like precise tracking with things that also have like a compatible chip in it. So like if I lose like a bag or something, I have this like in the bag somewhere, and then this is able to give me a precise location, as you can see here. Give me a precise location of like 1 feet, 0.8 feet, 0.7 feet, 0.54, 3, 2, 1, and then here. That has like arrows directing me to where stuff is. So that's like pretty precise tracking. Yep. And then another thing you can do is kind of similar to this screenshot here, is it uses iPhone's general capability. Similar to how Google Maps, for instance, will use Androids to like ping certain locations for like traffic and crashes. So like if you have a Google Maps crash map, if you have like so if you have like Google and then you have like Android stuff, it'll like ping each of the Android phones and like tell you, okay, this is where your accidents are based on however many Android phones are around in that sort of location. So that's basically how that works. Basically how that works if you didn't know. But yeah, similar thing happening with the AirTags. Is able to use the billions of iPhones that are out there and basically ping your stuff around them, similar like cell towers. Ping your stuff around and say, hey, your keys, which are the AirTags attached to, is this location, because it found 5 iPhones that it was like around and it was able to pinpoint that location. Tile does something similar, but it only has the people that already own Tile devices, which is not as many iPhones. So the advantage of scale, and what we're going to be talking about with Amazon, is quite important for that thing. Location, and has typically more precise tracking, although since they're not quite out yet, we don't really know how precise that tracking is in terms of like how well it can ping back and forth, but we assume it's higher tracking capability, like precision, basically. And then the last thing is privacy. So also you have these little like accessory things that are basically like clips where you can like clip it on and stuff, like the accessory market and stuff. So that's interesting. I mean, that's not like really a competitive factor, right, compared to Tile. The main two things are privacy, which is the last thing, and then the precision and the iPhone thing. So it's just talking about how the replacement stuff works. It talks about how this works, has direct ability, arrows where it's right, left, that stuff. It talks about how Find My network connects millions of iPhone, iPad, Mac devices, not just iPhones apparently, so that's pretty cool. And it pings it and does all the network and stuff. And this location here, the whole process is anonymous and encrypted to protect your privacy, and it's efficient, so there's no worry about barrier level data usage. So basically what that means is that unlike Tile, which does send your data and has that not really anonymous, AirTags are completely anonymous, and even more so than being anonymous and encrypted, they're also have a bunch of privacy settings in them, like lost mode. For instance, if you lost your backpack or whatever, you can activate it in lost mode, and then if someone picks up an AirTag in lost mode, it'll ping and say, hey, this is this person's AirTag, you need to like give it back to them or whatever, and it like won't let you mess with it or take it, for instance. So it says, yep, only you know where your AirTag is. I think that's the same thing with Tile. Your location, data history are never stored on the AirTag itself. I'm not sure if Tile does that or not, but that's important to note. Devices that rely on the location of AirTag also stay anonymous, so it's a bunch of encrypted stuff. Basically, unlike Tile in a lot of senses, if you have a bag or something at this coffee shop or something, if you put it in lost mode, it's not going to like show up on everyone's radar. It's not going to be like a whole thing, which is nice. And you can do stuff like play sound, pause safety alerts, and obviously it's integrated with iPhone, one-tap setup, all that stuff, long battery life. It's also water resistant, which is quite interesting. Apparently it's water resistant. We'll see what that 3 means in a moment. AirTag is splash water and dust resistant and was tested under controls with a rating of IP67. I'm not sure if the tiles are water resistant. I have to look that up, but water resistance is also a benefit, so if you drop it, it's not going to be a problem. And then obviously customization. Apple's always been good at customization stuff. So that's basically what AirTags are, and then tiles and that kind of stuff. Pricing as well, just to put that out there, is basically the same. So like $30 for one or $99 for four. That's about on par with how much tiles cost. Some tiles can cost more, some can cost less, but it really just depends. So if I go to like Amazon real quick and I type in tile, so we have big tile, which is $50, and then we have Tile Pro, which a 2-pack of Tile Pro is $50, so that's about $60, so it's about $30 each. And then we have Tile Sticker. So I'm not huge into the tile thing. I don't personally use a tile. All of my devices, I have an iPhone and a Mac. That's basically all I need. But yeah, so Tile Starter Pack, which has a Tile Mate, which I don't know why you'd use that, but I guess it's there. Tile Pros, which are just like effective Bluetooth trackers, and then Tile Stickers, which is adhesives. That's interesting. Yeah, adhesive Bluetooth trackers. So that's like if you want to attach it to something that you can't really put in a bag, like a skateboard, right? This is actually kind of cool. This is more in line with sort of the innovations that I think Tile is able to do because they've been in the space so long, but I don't think it's ultimately going to matter because, again, the ultimate purpose of this thing is to benefit, be trackable, right? And a bunch of people have iPhones, and so it's going to be more trackable that way. Obviously, if you don't have an iPhone, you can still use AirTag, I'm pretty sure. But it doesn't have the specific tracking and stuff. And then also, if you don't have an iPhone 11 or 12, it also won't do the specific tracking, but still should give you that tracking stuff. Like it still should give you the location and stuff. So yeah, these are basically just stickers that you can plop on stuff, I guess. And yeah, they are waterproof, interestingly enough. So that range is interesting. But yeah, so these are sticker ones. Pretty cool. As you can see down here, what I want to talk about today is the fact that it works with Amazon Alexa. Now, what's super interesting about this is that because AirTags came out, and there's a whole lawsuit or whatever on Tile and how Tile was stopping or suing AirTags because of a similarity or whatever. That's not really important. What is important is the fact that it was recently, and I mean recently, within the last week or two, after the AirTags came out. Tile is partnering with Amazon. Tile-Amazon partnership. Tile's partnering with Amazon to allow Tile's stuff to be accessed through Echo devices, similar to how it would be used for iPhones, which is quite interesting. Yeah, so let's just see how this works. It's you can use Echoes now for Amazon partnership. You can use Echoes to you can use Echoes to ping, similar to what you could to iPhones. Echoes around it, and also use Echoes with Tile, similar to how you use Series and stuff. And basically, people are saying that's going to be a super interesting partnership that's going to allow a lot of things to just happen and be competitive with Apple, which is kind of cool. So yeah, they basically said misplacing items using Bluetooth, Amazon Sidewalk, which is controversially, I think, wasn't that Amazon's thing where it's going to use Echo devices and Ring and doorbells and all that stuff to ping location, and also location based off of certain factors that might be private. I'm not super familiar, but I remember there was a controversy at one point that Sidewalk was using people's camera data and stuff to spy on their neighbors and figure out what packages they got and that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna that might be an interesting talking point at some point for another Mini Bites. But yeah, basically it's going to partner with that, which is pretty cool. It's going to use that technology, hopefully with Echoes, ping off of them, and be able to use that. And it's super, yeah, because Tile right now isn't competitive. What Apple does is they're able to do this, come out with a product here that's pretty specific, right? Unless you have an iPhone and with a UW chip, these are really useful, right? If you don't, it doesn't really make a ton of sense why you wouldn't want to use Tile, right? Because it has a thing here you don't have to buy. So if you want to connect this to stuff, you don't have to buy these, which are an extra 10, 15, $30, depending on which ones you get. Yeah, so you can need this to attach it to certain things like bags, or you can just have this, which is what you get by default. This already has a hole built in, so you can like tie it to stuff. But yeah, so the reason this is super interesting is because now it gives Tile leverage against Apple, which is something usually they don't have, on top of lawsuits and stuff. And it's an interesting move for Amazon because now Amazon is promoting Tile over other options, and by other options I mean none, because Tile basically had a monopoly on this originally, which is kind of cool. Weird. My vocabulary has turned into interesting and cool, and that's basically it, because I don't know how to describe what this is other than it's a important step in sort of partnerships between companies trying to just beat Apple, basically. It's like, how do we beat Apple? Well, we can leverage things like, again, Ring and Amazon Echo devices to bolster its network. It also helps Tile to better compete against AirTags, where you can find my network. Another weird thing is Apple said that third-party company using Find My app also help missing items, but their Tile has like a lawsuit going on that's looking into business practices, specifically into that, and because you can use, like, Apple allows you to use that network, but they don't allow you to use like the UW chip or any like hardware things on it, so it's like a very low quality version of the network. So yeah, I mean, that's basically what I want to talk about, the Amazon and Tile partnership and how that's really changing the game for AirTags here, right? And how Apple releases this, they basically sweep the market like they usually do, but unlike every other product that they've kind of scooped up and destroyed, Tile is actually fighting back with Amazon. So I think that's pretty interesting. Next topic for Main Bytes is probably going to be Apple versus Epic or Google versus Roku, so stay tuned for that next week. Weekly videos, isn't that fun? Yeah, so if you have any thoughts on this, obviously leave them down in the description. Leave them down in the comments. Yeah, one thing actually before we go, hopefully this video isn't too long. Oh, it's 13 minutes, that's okay. So if you go to buy, right, I wonder if it's going to give you like straps and stuff. So you have one, let's just say 4. Do you want it personalized? No. Are you able to get the straps for? The answer is looking for air. Am I looking for AirTag Hermes? No, not really. Why? Because I'm not paying $300 for a piece of leather that probably cost like $30. Like, what? We have the Ring, which is with a ring, for $350, and no one's gonna buy that. We have the Bag Charm, which is a little cheaper at $300, and then we have the luggage tag, which looks like a tiny belt with a thing attached to it, and it's $450. $450. Who's buying that? Like, I can see with stuff like the watch, where it's like, where's the? Oh, is this like? I can see with like the Nike. Oh, Hermes. Why are they promoting this? I don't understand. Who's buying it? Like, yeah, this one. So, what was that? We're looking back for the latest chapter of the iconic collaboration and extended connection, joined slimmer double tore watches. Apple Watch Hermes adds bands that are made of cloth that cost $5. And if I hit the buy button, these are literally thousands of dollars. Yeah. Silver stainless steel. Again, cloth with like some stainless steel. $1,300. And we have the more expensive one, $1,400. Let me go to the bit. $1,500. Like, you've got to be insane. You could buy a laptop for that much. But yeah, I got kind of sidetracked. Basically, interesting watch band support item and stuff. Watch band. Interesting AirTag support. And we'll see where that goes in the future. So, yeah. See you all in the next video.